Hello everyone. We're gonna have a slightly different approach during my regular videos. What I'm gonna probably be doing is breaking down every step that I do for each of my projects, sort of a more in-depth process in ASMR style with the music I love to use during my live streams. So if you're interested, even if you're not an artist, you are still welcome to just sit back and listen to my voice, listen to the scratching sounds of my Apple Pencil as I draw, and just be at peace while we're here. If you're interested in seeing more of my videos, please feel free to subscribe, comment below what you think of the project so far, turn on notifications so that you'll know whenever I post a new video or start a live stream, and I would love to see you more. If you're interested in following me in other social medias, I have a link tree below in the description, and I would love to see you on Instagram, TikTok, and all my other socials. Now, shall we begin then? In this project, I want to achieve sort of an atmospheric project where my character is in a mysterious temple. It is vast, it is empty, it is perhaps even just a little bit cold, like you don't see anyone else, like she's all alone. And I want to have like a beam of sunlight come from the left toward her so that it could highlight her hair and her face, so we'll be able to cover facial structure, shading, dynamic lighting, backgrounds. I will walk you through the whole process. I will even show you what colors I use and the layers, show you the layers I use, so feel free to sit back and listen. Normally what I start with is line art. I have my sketch. I've already drawn this sketch in my sketchbook, and I took a photo using my iPad. I tap here and I tap take a photo. It will take you to a camera, and then you just take your photo. Then the next thing I would like to do is set the transparency to about 50 to 60%. I want to go with 60%. I like to put the background color in a warm color like this, something light and easy on the eyes. That way it doesn't strain your eyes. Warm colors are your eyes' best friend to keep them calm, to soothe any pain. That's just how warm light works. Cold light, like the sky, most technology, they always use like a blue wavelength light, and that's what causes eye strain. So with me drawing several hours a day, I like to keep the background color a warm color while I'm working on the line art. So I have 2 layers here. I always like to do 1 layer for hair, 1 layer for the rest of the body. But we'll see if we do that. And then I like to set them to multiply. The color I always use for my line art is this color right here. And I'll show you the color value hex code for it. Here's the hex code. And then I always prefer the square classic. My favorite line art brush is this Line Star brush I use. You can find them free in my Gumroad shop. And for a project this size, I like to have rather prominent line weight. That way when you expand back, you can still see the line art. About that works. As you can see, I am deliberately having some areas lighter and thinner with my line art brush. That's all through my use of pressure. If you see here, if I put a lot of pressure, the line goes thick, and if I put little pressure, the line goes thin and even light. So I keep that in mind when I'm drawing my line art, where I want the weight and where I want the light, because it helps with establishing shadows and depth. Like out here, the tip of her chin, I'll have it light, and then as I go deeper into her, along her jawline, it'll be thicker. See how that works? I always like to put that little dot right there, because if you were to look at your mouth in the mirror, you can see that our skin folds over there. Long noses with a bump on the nose bridge is always my favorite. I love a nice, proud nose. Sometimes I don't feel quite right about the way her eye is, but sometimes we gotta just trust the process. I can always change it later. I took inspiration for her eyebrow shape from Megara from Hercules, the animated movie. Loved her, always loved her with the purple dress and her sassy personality. But there's always something about her eyebrows I really enjoyed. She's so unique. As you can see, I have it thick and then thin, and thick and then thin. These are the placements of line weight that I always try to think about as I work my way through the line art. And since I will be having the light go from left to right, the line art on this side should be a little darker. Like here, I'm having it really nice and thick. That way, you can really get a sense of depth. I'm not going to be too worried about line weight on this side, because this is where, all along here, is where most of the light will be hitting. Now the reason why I have all these lines, all these wrinkles going in this direction is because she's pulling the robe in that direction, the way she's holding it. So that's why I have it flowing that direction. You don't want to add too many, but just enough to portray motion and gesture. sometimes some of these things feel a little too long. Like this right here looks too long in this. So what I'll do is I'll use the select tool to select the area that I want to move. And then tap that. There we go. Almost seamless. Just gotta correct that a little bit and it looks a lot better. I'm gonna just lock in this line art and then we'll later go back to do all the bandage wrapping details. There we go. So we got all the main line art done. Oops. All of the main line art done. And what we're gonna do is go through some smaller details, like the shape of our lips, the shape of her nose, the little cupid's bow dip, stuff like that, because you want the thicker line art on the outside and the thinner line art on the inside. That helps create depth and detail. So here I'm about 5%. I think I'll go down to 3%. Now, I feel like like her top lip is too thick for her. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this selection tool to bring her mouth up a little more. Right about there. And then I'll fix everything accordingly. And already she looks a lot better. Let's go back to 3%. There. Have a few stray hairs for her eyebrows. Already it looks like it's coming to life. And now we shall move on to the hair. Let's go back to 5%. Hair pretty much follows the same basic principle of line weight. Now hair should not be in tubes unless that's the hairstyle. With my OC, her hair is wavy and flowing, so you'll see that she does not have always perfectly parallel hair locks. Some are wider, some are thinner, and that's the organicness of hair. The organic nature of hair. all these layers and layers of hair. Yep, I try to find a flow to them. Good. And then with a smaller brush size, we'll start working on details here. I think I'll go with 4%. Wrong layer. Hey. I'm going from thin to thick on this side because the light source is in this direction. I'm always mindful of the direction of the sunlight or light source in question. put from thin to the middle to thick on either side, because this area is in shadow, or will be in shadow. There, like that. Already it just comes to life. Let me look up something on Pinterest really quick. I'm gonna go for scales that are round and layered, kind of haphazard. Nothing like like mermaid scales. her cheek to just look like a cluster of gems all gathered up. Here we go. I'll look at this again later, off screen, to see if there's anything else that I need to fix before we move on to the next part, which we will be doing for coloring. I also want to get started on ideas and layouts for the background, so that as we start coloring, we can have an idea of where the light's coming from this direction for sure, but I need to map it out, you know? So yeah, if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, comment, subscribe. I would love to see what you think of what we got so far, and let me know if you enjoy these kinds of videos. I want to make sure that I give my viewers and my subscribers what they want, you know, as long as it's within my abilities to do. And I love drawing. I love giving direction and demonstrating how I approach the way I draw things. And let me know if you like it with the music. I think it's a really fun idea to have music playing during video recordings, so let me know if you like it. And so with that, I'll see you guys next time with what we got going on next. Bye, love you.